Good morning, guys. Good morning. I know it's early. My husband just left for work, and I usually get on a meeting, like an AA meeting, but the meetings are down for right now. So my husband left. The meetings are down. My mom saw it during so here and see what y'all are up to, and say good morning to you guys, to my beautiful boobalas. And I know it's Monday, so it's like for the people that's got to work, but yeah, it's another day. It's going to be hopefully a good day and not too hot. I think it's supposed to rain later, so I'm looking forward to hopefully some of this heat just like cooling down. I wasn't able to get on my ASMR over the weekend because Saturday we got so busy and stuff, and then Sunday was yesterday, this last day before we had to head back to work, and we had a lot of yard work and stuff we had to get done. So yeah, I'm here, and yeah, Wendy, shout out to my girl Wendy G, thank you so much. Always my girl forever, always my fan. Thank you for the gift. I love you. And yeah, I wanted to definitely say thank you to Wendy and all those who's been around to help me, Albert, and just yeah. So I just want to give a shout out to Wendy today for helping me out and sending me a gift. So thank you, Wendy. Love you. And yeah, how's everybody doing? And what's everybody up to? How y'all been? I'm just drinking some coffee, smoking my bud because I like to do wake and bakes. They're all early. The early the better. The earlier the better. Like the earlier I get stoned. I get stoned like right as soon as I get up. And I feel pretty relaxed the rest of the day. I know that sounds crazy, right? But like if I get high right before, like right after I get up, literally as soon as I wake up, if I get high, I'm like, ooh, I was in this, I was, my weed guy was out, okay, let's just say that. And so I was trying to find some like, just some kind of like dispensary herb or whatever. So we were looking around at the shop and we went to the smoke shop and there's a bunch of, like, they have like those wraps and stuff around their head, or they like Arabs or something. I think that's their culture. I don't know. I'm not making fun. I'm just, I think they're like Arabs or something. I don't know if that's even some, but I've heard it. So, not to make fun of nobody. I'm not, I'm just describing the people, that was working there. So I don't know their names. But long story gets short, they don't understand English. So I know they're from another country. But they be working over here selling us, pipes and whatever they can get away with selling, they'll sell. And but you can tell like they don't really smoke because you'll be like, I need a pack of L&M Reds 100s, please. And they'll hand you like a pack of cigars. And it's like, nobody. L&M Red cigarettes, 100s. And so then they'll hand you like a pack of basic Reds. It's like, no, these are basic. I need L&M over there on the bottom. Point. They'll say, point. Because they can't read. Like, they don't even know their own products. Because literally whenever I'm like, I need a pack of this or this kind of they don't know. They're lost because they don't understand English. So they probably know what they are in their language, but they don't know what they are in our language. So they're like, huh? Yeah. And I don't know how to say it in their language. But I mean, it works out, pointing, and then they understand, you know. They'll eventually get it probably after like 40 years, but yeah. Like, to me, it would be so difficult to have to work from another country and come over to another. Of course, you know, I mean, I get why they want to come over here and work for us, obviously. They don't make nothing in their country. Fuck, some of them over there are sleeping on the ground. Sleeping on the ground. India and stuff like that, them women's got it rough over there. They're sleeping on the freaking ground. Sleeping on the ground. Of course, and I'm like, I was asking my mom, I'm like, but how comes they seem happy? I said, they're sleeping outside, Mom, but yet I said, but what's weird is they're still happy. And I just couldn't figure that out. My mom replied and she said, well, the reason why they're happy is because they don't know the life that you have. They don't know any other life. They don't know any other way, in other words. That's the only way they know. That's what they're being taught is normal. So if they've never had it, and you were raised like that from a baby up, you wouldn't know any different. You would think, because everybody else is living like that, you'd think it's normal. You wouldn't be sad because you wouldn't know what you was missing. Now, if you got a taste of something like I got, where you can sleep in a bed and then with the pillows and the blankets and the air conditioning and the mattress, and feel all, you know, snuggled in, tucked in on a nice comfortable bed and pillows and television to watch and air conditioning, you know, no bugs are biting you and you're safe and sound feeling. They don't have that there. See, if they had, and they got a taste of what I had, and then they got thrown back to where they live, they wouldn't be happy, because then they would know what they were missing. So it's probably best they don't know, because a lot of people can actually be real happy, because people like me that have a home and we have beds and we have pillows and we have air conditioner, you know, a lot of us take that for granted. Yeah, who wants to sit at home? I'd rather go to the beach is what we're saying, you know. Who wants to sit at home? I'd rather go swimming, or I'd rather go to Kennywood. I'd rather go to the amusement parks, the carnival rides, whatever. And you think that Indian or whoever it may be outside would be more grateful just to have a home. And that's the difference between them and us. You know what I mean? They have true learning respect. And I guarantee you, like, they're people, that's why they're so much more closer and they're so much more connected and gathered, because they're all living the exact same, and yet it makes them all feel this, it makes nobody feel better than anybody else. It makes them all feel equal inside. And that's where they find their true happiness, is because it's true, fair, you know. Nobody has it better than anybody. It's kind of equal. It's on the equal part. But it's very interesting to me, because I just wonder, like, how are they happy? Like, I'm like, if that was me, I would be crying. And my mom's like, yeah, because you know what you have. You know what you've had a house, you've had a home, you've had a bed to sleep in. They've never had that. So yeah, I would be extremely pissed off if I was in their shoes, because I would be like, I don't want to sleep on the ground. What the fuck? The fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? But, and they would be like, you want to sleep? Well, that where we sleep. No, we sleep in beds with mattresses and blankets and pillows. No, we sleep on ground. You in our country now. You're not American no more. You sleep on ground. I'd be like, Take me back to America, damn it. And I thought America was bad. You guys are awful. And I know it's early yet, guys, but I want to get on here and then say hi and see what y'all have been up to. Just chit-chatting. Get yourself some coffee or tea or whatever. You know what we're going to do. Or nothing, just talking right now about whatever. So, there's just a lot of evil stuff going on, you know. Diddy's found not guilty, like the Diddy trial, okay? Like, there's celebrities and stuff, you know, it's like they can get away with whatever because they got money, you know? Just throw them some money, they'll forgive us. We can get away with it, in other words, you know. We got money. And what about us, you know? What about the people that do stuff, don't have no money? It's like the Chrisley Snow's best. I like them. But if it had been anybody else that didn't have money, do you think Donald Trump probably would have even opened the letter and read it had it been just a normal civilian that don't have no money? Seriously. That wasn't a reality star host. Yeah, the girl got lucky because her parents frauded her way through all that. Hello, Enough. Hello. Good morning. And, you know. So, if it is, you know, if you got money, you get away with things, in other words. And if you don't got money, then no. From, you know, Pennsylvania. Good old Pennsylvania. But yeah. I mean, you're gonna, you know, it's just, they're poisoning our foods, guys. They're really like, they're just, Donald Trump is not gonna really change a whole lot. I feel like we're gonna end up at the war with the World War III going on. Is what I feel like is gonna happen. Maybe set low for a minute, but it just, trust me, there's gonna be a comeback on their end, not ours. And here we are out there showing everything that we got on the news. I don't understand that. Why do we show off all of our missiles? Why do we show off all of our, like, ammunition? All of our powerful equipment? Like, if we come out with a new ammunition, a new rocket, a new missile, whatever. I'm no gun person. But, you know, our men, our army, whatever, our military, our government, why do they want to go out and show the weapons that they use? Why? That we use. So they can go out and mimic our weapons? And then make something better in time? I mean, seriously. And I get that, you know, I feel that we need to step in and help these people. We do. But we don't got to tell them all our secrets either. I do want to help the innocent people, the people that don't, when it's war, there's a fighting battle. When my grandpa was in World War II, they were out there on the battlefield handling the shit. Wasn't like this, where they're killing and blowing up hospitals. Innocent civilian people. Because these motherfuckers don't know. They're just launching to launch. Wherever the fuck it goes, it goes. I'll show them kind of attitude. And it's perjury. It's absolute perjury. It's insanity. You ever watch the movie Purge, or if you haven't watched the movie Purge, I would advise y'all to watch it. They've got the Purge 1 and Purge 2 out. And that's what I feel like the world's coming to. I honestly do. And because of that, you know what I mean? It is scary for everybody. And Jesus is coming back. So I believe in my higher power. I believe in Jesus Christ. I always will believe in Jesus Christ. They're trying to take that from us too. Religion. See, I know a lot more than I put on sometimes. I like to tell the true stories. And I go off topics on different subjects. I know that. Because I'm not reading off a teleprompter. I'm the only one really, you know what I mean, feeding back on any of my stuff, because there's probably not a lot of people up and on here. But yeah, I just go on. If I'm confusing anybody, I apologize. But all this stuff that I bring up is true. They're trying to put the chip on us and all this stuff, to where if you don't have the chip, eventually we'll be forced to get this chip in our hand. One time watched the movie The Purge. Sad movies making killing. Yeah. Yes. They just go, they have one night, they can just go out and just kill anybody. Well, it's kind of like that. Because you don't know whenever the other countries are going to just come over and slaughter us. Or just blow us up. The unknowing. The knowing's not what you need to worry about. It's the unknowing. It's the devious. It's the evilness that people are going to come over here and do. People are turning it. Murders are happening left and right. Like that Valerina woman that got killed on TikTok. Famous girl, beautiful girl, Mexico. And I apologize to the families, and my condolences to all their to her family and everybody. Somebody just walk up and shoot somebody and get away with it. What's that? That's the purge. And they were trying to, I don't know if it still is, but they were trying to say it was because of feminists. She was a feminist influencer. And that's reasonable cause. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's so sad. It's like the purge. Like I was saying, it's slowly becoming that. Slowly becoming that. And that's exactly how I feel. You can't send your kids out to play anymore. Can't send them outside without having an adult supervision. Back when I was a kid, you could go I used to ride my bike and go ride my bike to my one friend's house. If she wasn't home, I'd ride my bike on the other side to my other friend's house, down on the other street. But like, we could ride outside, play outside, typical kids. Parents say check in every half hour, every hour. unless we were with another adult, you know. But I mean, you can't do that today. You can't. You don't want to send your kids out today. It's too scary. They blame woman feminine on everything. Yes, exactly. They do. And it's like, if somebody walks up and shoots me in the middle of public, and I lived in another country, and they never done nothing about it, and said, well, they would probably come back and say that I was a feminist on YouTube. And that's why I decided to get killed, because I was working on YouTube. Because let's not be mistaken what YouTube is. YouTube is an actual job. These people get paid to be on here. And not only do we get paid to be on here, I don't get paid yet, but eventually I'm assuming I will. But you get paid to be on here and to do this, and you have to get to a certain amount. You have to meet a certain quota before they'll accept you in. And some people get accepted in doing absolutely fucking nothing, talking about sucking dicks. And I'm being honest. I watch this one guy. His name's... Well, I'm not going to say names. But I watch this one guy. And his channel's all about sucking dick. Talks about, just all kinds of stuff. Because obviously, it is what it is. But it's just really weird that, to me, people like that can get accepted in. And then people that just talk about normal things or do normal life stuff, they're the ones that don't get accepted in. It's like it's like Satan's taking over the world. That's why there is so much bad stuff on YouTube, but there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube. But unfortunately, some people get accepted in quick and some people don't. But regardless, you got to work yourself to a certain level for the YouTube to accept you. And that's the truth. I hope you get me too. I hope I do too. Yep, and this world is nothing but fucking hell. Absolutely. And hello. Shimmy. Well, isn't that a fun name? You got you a fun name, huh? Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, and I know I can't say the whole thing. Are you? Shimmy shenanigans, huh? Yeah, that's probably about right. The shimmy shenanigans. I don't know. Just laugh with me, guys. I love you guys. I love you all. You guys are so fun. And then I got a lot of kids are dropping out of school. They're not wanting to. These kids aren't wanting to go to school because kids are like, what college? Why? Because you know what? Kids get on here and they see what us adults are doing. And they're like, well, I want to do that too for a living. Like, why do I want to go be a doctor? And we're talking about the younger generation. The generation that's going to one day be the older generation. We're not teaching them a whole lot, We're not forcing these kids to stay in school. It's like they're going to want to do what we're doing, and we need people to go to school because we need doctors. You're always going to need those things. Good morning, Albert. We're always going to need those things. So daggone sad. Absolutely, yeah. And it's like, that's why I feel like that's why I feel like Armageddon, if you guys read your Bible or pay attention to the Lord, I heard this person say that they died and they came back. And I heard two good stories. Armageddon, God's going to come back because our generation is not going to be as adequate in the years to come, because like I said, it's just getting more and more evil. It's getting more and more hell. Like every day, there's always something on the news. Like I'm terrified to just turn the fucking news channel on, excuse my language. I'm so terrified to just turn the news channel on and see what I'm going to see on there. Like, what am I going to see next? Another country getting blowed up, another hospital getting blowed up. Because if we go out and help this country, soon we're going to have another country that's having problems. Are we going to continue to send our men to every time they get into something? We got to worry about the United States of America. This is America. We gotta make sure that we're able to keep our men protected from self-harm. Like, help these other countries out, but don't send our men over there, because these are our men that we need to help America. Maybe launch some missiles or whatever to help, but like, don't send our men directly over there to these countries, because if for whatever reason we would get ganged up on, we're going to be in trouble, you know. And I don't think Donald Trump realizes that. I think Donald Trump likes the fight. I really do. He likes the empowerment, because he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the money. He's not in it for the money. He's always said that. And that is so true. He's not in it for the money. He's in it for the empowerment. They hear about the administration ready to shut the Department of Education, so kids are like, to hell with school. Yeah. I mean, they're making it to where kids just don't even want to go. And they're making it easy. They're trying to like make these kids like adults so sooner than what we were. You know, it's like, I remember when I was 17, I wanted to date this guy and I got pregnant by him. I did have sex with him. My mom was trying to prevent me from being around him because he was older than me, and I didn't want to listen. I kept saying, no, I'm almost 18. And then you won't be able to tell me what to do. I'll be able to move out and yaddy-daddy-daddy-daddy-da. Do what I want. You know, I'll be with him when I turn 18. There's nothing you can do or say about it. Oh, yeah, that was my mouthy little butt. Okay, baby. But, yeah, that was me. And my mom would be like, no, you're not 18 yet. You're not 18 yet. So, until then, that's when you can. You're right. But until then, and nowadays, until then, you're not doing, you're not going. My answer, I said, no, you're not going out tonight. No. And I remember throwing a fit about it. But you know what? Today, kids be taking off at 16. Kids be coming up missing. They're like, well, we got to have 72 hours before we can even look for them. I mean, you never heard of that shit when we were young. I mean, the cops would stop. They'd have been on this like white on rice. That's what I say. It's like this world just doesn't care anymore. Heartbreaking. That was me too. Yeah, I was a mouthy little kid telling my mom, trying to sneak out, and just typical kids. But my mom was always like, no. And if she caught me sneaking out, I got my ass. I did sneak out quite a few times. And whenever I'd come back to the house thinking she was asleep and didn't know, she would be standing there with the fucking leather belt across her fucking lap, sitting in the fucking chair holding that fucking belt, watching TV, waiting on a car to pull up, or waiting on any little noise. Me trying to sneak back in, Mom be sitting there with the light lamp on, watching TV with the fucking belt on her lap. And I knew what was going to happen the minute I walked in the door, and I'd start saying, no, Mommy, no, Mommy, no, Mommy. And by then it was too late. Whoosh, 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 all the way up the fucking stairs. Where were you? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Get your fucking ass upstairs. How dare you? I mean, and it wasn't no fucking easy whips. We had fucking welts on our ass and legs by the time we got to bed, you know. But she was concerned. She was disciplined. These kids can't be disciplined today. By George, I got my ass fucking smacked. You back talk. You got your mouth back. You got your mouth busted. You don't talk back to adults. If you did, you got your ass whipped and sent to bed. You got grounded the rest of the day. You got punished. It was discipline. Whether you smack your kids or you put them in their room and you basically time out for a week. And that means no phones, because you ain't going to be in trouble thinking you're going to call and cry and talk to your friends. That ain't in trouble. When you in trouble, you in trouble. You ain't got no phones. You ain't got no communication with the outside world. You're lucky if you get to watch TV and cartoons. That's it. Because when trouble, it means you're in trouble. It means you're in trouble. It doesn't mean, you get to go to your room with your phone. That's not really trouble to me. You see what I'm saying? These kids are allowed to do what the fuck they want to do. They're allowed to talk to adults the way they want to fucking talk to adults. They don't want to listen. They don't want to go to school. They don't care if they bully other kids. And this is the future. We're fucked. So when you're talking, it's really complex. And unfortunately, I'm not speaking on every child in the world. And I'm going to make that clear. I'm just saying a lot of the children today don't act the same as when I was growing up. There is a massive difference. And I'm only 42. So I'm still in my middle age. And for me to recognize the difference is scary. It's really scary. It's really terrifying, because I could have been in that generation. Because my niece is 21. And my oldest daughter is 20. She'll be 22 in August. So, and my oldest son, when I had him at 16. He'll be 25 this year in August. I had 2 kids in August, 2 kids in November, 1 kid in April, and that's it. Right? No, and 1 kid in September. I've had 6 kids, so yeah. 4 girls and 2 boys, and I love my kids. They're good kids, thank God. But I raised them until my youngest was 8 years old. So, I did get to raise them and be with them throughout their younger years, and I'm grateful for that time that I did get to have. And then I messed up drinking and stuff, and then I became an alcoholic for years, and I still deal with alcoholism. Thank you. But, my kids are good. They're raised by their dad, and they're in the country. Now they're adults, and they're working. They got their CNA license, And my kids are great. They're doing better than me, actually. They went to finish school. They did. But I'm talking about the kids that are in school now. My kids are done graduated. Thank God it was still on the up and up when my kids were little, 20 years ago. Today, now that my kids are 20, their kids having to go to school. My daughter, I have 2 grandchildren, a boy and a little girl. From 2 of my daughters, when their kids grow up and start school here in 5 years, who's going to teach my grandchildren? And what are they going to be teaching them in the school? I guess old grandma myself, even though I'm only 42, I'm a young grandma. I'm going to have to go and find out what's going on in the schools. Because I'm worried about it. Are they going to teach them how to use guns? Or are they going what is this world coming to? Are we going to have to start teaching these kids about war? I mean, because we're getting ready. Like, I feel like war's about to come on America. And it's probably been a very long time, but I feel like war's about to come. We're on the edge. We're on a thin ice. And with me only being 42, I feel like it's going to be in my time. Because like I said, I'm just, I've only been an adult for 22 years, so. And I know that seems like a long time, but let's face it, when you're in your 20s, do you really understand? Like, you're such a kid, I was a kid, like, all through my 20s, all in my 30s, and now I'm just now getting in my 40s. So, like, and I'm still immature. So, and then I had kids and stuff, so it growed me up faster, but then when I lost custody of them, I turned into just another, like a kid, and the only thing I wanted to do was just party and do things like that to try to keep my mind from thinking about my kids. It's like, well, if I'm having fun with friends or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, it'll pass the time and I'll be having fun. So who cares? Now I can do what I want. But I was just trying to convince myself of that. Trying to get over the fact of that I fucked up and take that as like acceptance, because I wouldn't accept it. I just wanted to keep drinking until I was basically trying to drink myself to death. I will homeschool my grandbaby since I love being home and teaching. Oh, there you go. Well, amen to that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, you know what? If you can homeschool and you got the knowledge to do it, I don't. I feel like if I would have tried to homeschool my kids, they would have maybe learned the alphabet. That's about it. And they're 1, 2, 3s. I'm not the brightest soldier, you know what I mean? Or whatever, but yeah. I don't know. It's true. I mean, kids are like, and kids are so precious. Kids are so innocent. And the fact that, because I've had 6, so I've had boys and girls. So I can reflect as a mother of the differences. And to be honest, when they're little, it's the same. If you have a boy or you have a girl, when they're infants and they're toddlers, they're the same. Doesn't matter. They're whiny, they're fussy, they need naps, they want their bottles, they want held. They get into everything once they start crawling. They put everything in their mouth. You got to be very careful. But, kids are all the same as toddlers. So when they start getting a little bit older, the little boys want to play with little trucks, and little girls want to play with the Barbie dolls, baby dolls. That's about the only difference. But, I mean, next thing you know, you'll see the little boy trying to play with the Barbie doll. Or you'll see the little girl trying to play with the truck. It's just playing. Kids just play with whatever, and they want whatever the other kid has. That's just babies. They don't know anything at that age, and they try to convince people that kids understand what they want at that age. No, they don't. They're still walking around saying goo goo gaga. Gaga goo goo. They don't know. I'm telling you. And it's it's common sense. Hello, John. Hi. Welcome. Remember, Jesus never attended school. Oh, yes. And that's true. But also, was there school back then when Jesus was around? Was there? I'm sure they had some kind of setup of a teaching, but you know what I mean? Jesus never attended school, and actually I'll have to ask about that because I don't want to, speak wrong of it. So that's one thing I don't really want to speak wrong on, but I figure if I had to guess, he didn't go to school. It's probably because he was here for God, for Jehovah God, the Creator. He was here for a purpose, and he knew. See, Jesus was human form, but he had remembered. See, God gave him the mindset to remember him. So when Jesus was born, he remembered who his father was. It was never something that really went away from his memory. He was able to have that connection with God that a lot of us can't have. We don't have. And Jesus his purpose was to go around and to let people know that God was real. And so that was what his number one goal was from the get-go, was to try to come and get all the people to understand the Bible and God. And that's why, his focus wasn't on about education and all that. It was on trying to get everyone to understand who his father was, Jehovah God. And yeah. And then they killed Jesus because they didn't want to believe. And they didn't want Jesus to go around making it seem like they wanted to believe that Jesus was lying, that God was lying, and he wasn't. Everything he was saying was exactly true. And it's just really sad. And the Lord is against opposition in all forms. Yes. And so like we said, he just has a one track. He had one thing that he had to do that God asked him to do, and that's what he came to here to do. Because Adam and Eve ate the apple, and he said, "Send me down. I'll die for their sins." He sacrificed him so we could have another chance to be with Jesus one day, our Heavenly Father, our Savior. And the reward is so we can live eternally, which is forever, on a beautiful paradise earth with our Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ. And we will all unite as like one. And if you've ever sinned, or there's like anything dead or anything that's ever died on the earth, he's going to restore it. He's going to renew everything. He's going to bring the dead back to life. Your loved ones, he's going to bring them back to life. He's going to heal us all. He's going to cleanse our hearts. He's going to cleanse our minds. Hallelujah. Yes, he's going to pour down the rains on us like water. He's going to come back like the rain, it says. He's going to pour his Holy Spirit all over us like the rain. And he's going to give us all a new heart, a clean, cleansed heart. Not going to condemn you of all your bad. He's going to cleanse your heart. He's going to renew your mind. Give you a new brain and a new heart. He's just going to re-cleanse it, in other words. Wipe all those bad things that's ever happened to you out. You like if you were abused, beaten, if you were, raped, sexually abused, if you were sex trafficked. I mean, some of the worst of the worst, guys, whatever. If you've ever seen somebody, get murdered, or you've lost your kids, or you've been homeless, you lost your family or your dogs or whatever. He's going to restore all that. You won't have none of that thoughts. You won't remember anything. Like how I lost custody of my kids. He's going to wipe all that from fresh, clean. It's going to be like it never happened. You're not going to remember any of it. He's going to renew us all. And then he's going to come back for 1,000 years and teach us all his ways for 1,000 years. And then he's going to release the devil one last time. And that's when we got to decide. Because that'll be the last chance. You have to, once we know God, and when he comes back, once we know him, he's going to restore all of us fresh and clean and new. He's given us all another chance. Because he died for our sins already. He's given us another chance. He's going to renew and restore this whole entire world. Not just the people, every dead living tree, every tree that people's ever cut. He's replenishing it all back to new. All the oil he's restoring it all. It's going to be, God is the king. God is coming back. He doesn't need the votes. God is king and always will be. He don't need the votes. And when he comes, every eye in this world is going to know. We're going to see. And we're all going to fall to our knees when we see him. Because we're all going to remember him. And yeah, and so, okay, it is good, it is good. And I don't want to get too much more into it, because honestly, I'm not a preacher. I'm just speaking on the love that God has for all of us. And so one day this will all be like, it never happened, basically. And we'll all be forgiven, okay? And we're all going to be fresh and clean and new. But what does it say in the Bible? That all this stuff that's going on today is going to happen before God does come back. And we're down to the nitty gritty stuff at this point in the end of times. And that's how I know. I'm speaking on what's in my heart. Thank you. Book of Revelations, you speaking on, girl. Thank you. Well, hey, at least somebody knows. Yes, I'm speaking from the heart. Yeah. And I just, I know that our higher power loves us. I know, and it says that, unfortunately, our sins are going to be, the death of us. And that's why Jesus died for our sins, because we are going to, die if we don't make it until God comes back. But the beautiful thing is we'll all come back and get to be here for another 1,000 years, and we'll all get to be fresh and renewed in the living and all that when he comes back. And it may be us. I really believe it is. Because everything in the Bible is turning into reality in America. All the things that's in the Bible is coming to play in this life today. And these are the last things that he was saying in the Bible before he gets ready to come back. Because Gaza, the stuff that happened down there, murdered. That was just pure murder, pure perjury. That was that movie I was telling you about. This was like that in Gaza last year before. Wasn't very long ago. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. That was so unacceptable. That was so messed up that, I'm so angry about that. You know what I mean? I'm still ticked off about that. That is so evil. You would think that was a movie on the part. That wasn't a movie. That was real life. So sad, scary, terrible. The most, you think it's like we think we got problems. Imagine being one of them people over there. Being a child and seeing your parents slaughtered as you're taken away, captured for a sex slave. Being beat, tormented, starved, thrown to the rats, thrown down in a rat hole somewhere. Throwing you a crumb of food a day and raping you 300 times a day. That's just, God's coming. Jesus is not going to let this continue to go on. And then, since when has the presidents tried to, assassination? Not once, but twice. there's no sense in this. This world's getting scary. And now we're on the verge of going to World War III, and we can't do anything with the newer generation because we got too much stuff going on in the population that we can't focus on the children. And we're putting too much energy and too much time, our government, into nosing in other countries' businesses when we do just need to chill out and worry about our own country. Because we can't do anything about how they don't want to listen to us. We've tried to make agreements with them people. They don't want to listen. And so what are we supposed to do? Constantly fight? You see what I'm saying? Are we really going to be able to solve anything? Because we can't be there and be here, and we don't have all that. So honestly, let's just, like, this is how I feel, and I hate to say it like this, but this is how I feel. Like, we need to just mind our own business. Like, our government needs to worry about the United States. And I know that sounds terrible, but that's the way it needs to be, though. Because we can't really do anything about anything. We can't control everything. We just can't. We're just people. We can't control all them. We're going to end up losing our military, our people. My son could go to war. I don't want that. Truth is frowned upon these days. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so focused on raising my boys right and to be strong men filled with faith. Amen. Faith is our greatest tool to use. Yes. It is. And it is. And if you want to go anywhere in this world today, it's probably not in the schools. Hang on a second, guys. It's probably not in the schools. It's, if you want to, if you're born today, it's like, I had my tubes tied when I was 26 years old. I had my last son at 26. And I just made the decision to get tied because I had 6 kids by 3 different guys. I'm not going to lie. 4 by 1. My first son was when I was 16. And obviously I got sent away and he went off to the military, so we never saw each other again after that. And then my daughters that I had, and then I met a guy and I got married and I had 4 kids with him, 4 girls with him. And then we broke up, and then like 2 years later I met another man and I had a kid with him. And then I decided to get my tubes tied because I just didn't want to keep having kids with different men. But yeah, and my son wasn't planned. It just, I was fertile myrtled, basically. I was fertile myrtled. Thank you, John Jones. Thank you, honey. And yeah, so where was I going with this? I don't know, but, I'm just glad that I got my tubes tied because that was 20 years ago. My kids are grown up adults now. So I haven't had kids in my youngest is 16, so it's been 16 years since I've had a baby. So I'm not getting pregnant, thank God, because I don't want any more kids. I have 6. I have my hands, I got plenty. Plus I'm a grandma of 2 great kids. So I think I've done my share of what it says in the Bible. Be fruitful and be plentiful and, populate. Women are, to populate and have children, in other words, and men are to work to the sweat of their brow, whatever, and I think I obeyed that. But, after 6, I was ready to tie up. Birth control wasn't an option at that point. I was, I had my hands full. And it's expensive. Kids are expensive. It's like, parents, how are they supposed to afford to take care of their kids? Or how is the dad supposed to even get to work when he's got to pay $40 in gas every day to go to work and back? And that might not even making there and back because gas keeps going up. Gas keeps going up, and it's scary, you know? It's really scary. Girl, good morning. I love you, Wendy. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, my love. God bless you. Thank you. I was so happy to get that. My husband was, he's like, can you give me, this and that? I was like, no. Oh, hell no. I said, this is mine, not you. Oh, well, we're still talking. So you missed a good bit, though. You did. I ain't going to lie. You missed out. You can always go back and rewatch it, girl. But yeah, it's not the same as, when you're face-to-face interactions. Yeah. Talking about Jesus coming back. Talking about basically coming from the heart. Talking stories about the heart. Talking about how kids in this new generation, parents today, just ain't the same. Parents today just ain't the same as they was back when I was a kid. Like I was saying, I used to sneak out of the house. My mom, boy, she wasn't playing. She'd be there with the belt on her lap, with the belt across her lap, sitting there with the lampshade on, just waiting on me to walk in the door. And when I walked in the door, I knew I was in trouble. She took the belt and whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I mean, no, mommy. Whoosh, whoosh. I said, you get your ass upstairs. Where the hell have you been? Getting it all the way up the stairs. That's called discipline. Discipline. Right? And you ain't allowed to do that today. God forbid if you smack your kid on the butt today and even leave a little bit of a red mark. They're like, CPS, welfare. And what they're doing, in our countries and stuff like that, raising gas prices. Kids don't want to go to school. Kids are going to do what, they're trying to make, just everything so different from when we were younger to the times today, and that really wasn't that long ago. Because I'm only 42, so, and I was raising kids in my 20s, so I've only really been on, doing this grown-up stuff, feeling because I don't feel like I turned into, a mature woman until I was at least 35. And that's the truth. 30. I don't feel like, because I didn't, even when I was in my 30s, I was still partying like I was 20. And I still do at times. I'm only 42. I mean, I just hit my 40s 2 years ago. I know, right? I'm going to, oh my father would cuss CPS out if they knocked on the door. Girl, I did too. I was a stripper a long time ago. Long time ago, I was a stripper. And neighbor girl and her boyfriend said that they'd watch my kids. And I paid $150 a week. And we're talking 20 years ago. And I thought, no, I'm talking 20 years ago, guys. And I was paying her, honestly. And, well, that night I was working. I had to work over. Long story short, I had to work over. She was watching 3 of my kids. And I went over there and Looked like she was asleep. I knocked on the doors early in the morning. She didn't come to the door. So I went back home and went back to bed. And I thought, well, I'll wait till like 10 in the morning. Because mind you, I got off at like 3 in the morning. But this particularly day, I didn't get off till like 6. So I got home around like 7. And she didn't answer the door. So I went back home and went to sleep because she was my neighbor. My neighbor. So then about 10 o'clock coming around, I thought, well, I figured she would have walked the kids over. And then I figured, well, maybe she's cooking my kids breakfast. So about 11 o'clock, I'm like, okay, the kids still ain't home. So I go over there. And, hang on, guys. When I was a kid raised by a veteran, there wasn't no... Hell yeah, veterans, they don't play no games. They don't. Thank you, Wendy. Latex gloves. Okay. And so I knocked on the door. She wouldn't answer the door. I was like, Carrie, where are my kids? It's like, open the door. It's me. She's not opening the door, so I kicked the fucking door off the hinges. It was a trailer door, and I just kicked it right down. I didn't give a shit. I wasn't playing her games. I was mad. Well, my kids aren't there. And I'm like, where are my kids? And she's like, oh, I called CPS. I was like, you did what? For what? For going to... You call CPS for going to work? Oh, your dad was a vet also? Hell yeah, he played no game. He was with a house full of... Oh my gosh, 7 girls and 4 boys. Holy cow. I love my dad so very much. Oh, God bless. Yes. Wow, he had his hands full. You have a big family, Wendy. Geesh. I had 2 sisters and a stepbrother, and I thought that was a lot. Of course, my sisters are my kids, you know what I mean? Then I had 6, so... I ended up having that many kids, but I didn't have that many siblings now. Oh no. 5 girls, 2 boys, me and my brother, the youngest. Oh wow. 5 girls and 2 boys. Wow, 7 of you. And holy cow, John. Yeah. I was the youngest and I didn't really care to be the youngest. I got picked on a lot. Later, Dartmouth. 12 of us under one small roof. I hear you, girl. That's how we grew up, too. But you know what? It was glorious. Yes, it was. The smaller the home, the more interaction you have, the more family get-togethering. You know, when you got a family and you got a smaller house, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a better setup. Because this way you ain't got one down in the west wing, you ain't got one in the east wing, you ain't got one drowning in the bathtub, one choking at the kitchen table in their high chair. You know what I'm saying? Because you got them all scattered and you can't get... And you're yelling for dinner time and you're trying to run over here, dinner! And then you're trying to run to the other side of the house, up the stairs, down the stairs, in this massive home that you can't get nobody together like that because your house is so enormous that... y'all just go your separate way, basically. And it's like, oh, it's peace and quiet. Yeah, I'm sure you get more peace and quiet having a bigger house. But the fact of it is, then kids feel less than, because kids always want attention. At least mine do anyways. They always had to be like, Mom, 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 pulling on my shirt, pulling on my pants, you know, Mom, 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 thirsty, hungry, Mom, bottle, this, you know, pick up, cry, Mom, you know, she took my toy, this. So it was like I was always right there over top of my kids. Like I have to just walk around the corner and right there my kids were, you know. I don't have like a $20 million home. We don't own this house. We rent. Me and my husband just rent this house. That little house is sweet. I just don't want to miss anybody, guys. Can you do some... Oh, gosh. Yeah. And so, yeah, I know. I need to get back on my ASMR, guys, for sure. So, he's back to work, so Hopefully I'll be getting back into that. I gotta watch an ASMR too. But yeah, I've just been busy with my husband. And we went a lot of places, and it was the 4th, and he was like, oh, let's deep clean the house. And I was not arguing with him on that. I was not arguing with him on that. When you men want to help clean or help cook or something like that, we had a nice chicken barbecue yesterday. I didn't video it because he just didn't want me to video it. So I didn't, out of respect to my husband, just spent the entire day with him yesterday. And I got to ride my bike, and the other day I went and got my nails done for you guys that didn't see them yet. So I am prepared for the ASMR. I wasn't going to do ASMR until I got my nails on. Because technically, like, my nails is a big part of my ASMR. Is your hands, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, hell, if you try to teach your kid or you yell at your kid or something, people are like, CPS, you're a bad parent. You're a mean parent. How dare you smack your kid? Like, I'll see some of these parents on here now, the way they be talking to their kid is like that one woman, Megan something, and the Frankies and all them, what was that? The Frankie, tying their kids up, putting them in the closet, putting duct tape around their mouth, setting them in there, not feeding them, making them sleep on the bathroom floor. Like, what? What? Like, no, oh, hell no. No, if that little boy's like, fuck you, mommy, I don't have to listen to you, and you say, you said what? And then real lightly, you know what I mean? Because that's all you got to do, just, and the kids will think the worst. You know, my mommy hates that. And you say, you get upstairs until you come down and apologize for what you just said to me. That's a parent. That's a parent. Go to your room, you know, and then wait about an hour and then go in and talk to him about it. Or whenever he wakes up from crying, because he'll probably cry himself to sleep. And you got to listen to them scream for about an hour until they doze out and scream and cry. I mean, this is, you know, it takes tolerance. It takes patience when you have to have patience for kids. I mean, and if you don't, then you shouldn't be, then maybe give adoption or, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you. Yeah, I got them clear. Just, yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Yeah. And, yeah, it's like, I didn't know, because I've been getting all kinds of different colors, like nail polishes, and I just didn't know. I was like, just do them like a clear, like natural. Because I haven't done this in a long time. I just hope, because I smoke, I hope that they don't turn like a yellowish color like in a week or two. But yeah, something different. Can you, glad you enjoyed your holiday weekend, and we have the same, and we have the ASMR to look for too, but the conversations look great. Thank you. A little pop is nothing compared to their tips. And yeah, exactly. So, I mean, when you're a parent, you're going to deal with a lot of ups and downs. You're going to go through so much different time zones with your kid, you know, from infant to toddler to, you know, you're just going to have all those different stages. So when they start school, everything's about learning, helping them understand the letters and the numbers, and, you know. And as they get older, they start getting mouthier and mouthier, yes. Absolutely. I don't see why I couldn't. So you guys just want me to do like an ASMR live cleaning? I can try. I gotta find my connector. I don't even know where my connector is, but I'll look for it later. If I have my connector, I'll do ASMR live. Because if not, I'll have to try to hold the computer and clean at the same time. So I have to hook that up to the phone. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'll be on a live stream if I do ASMR. Yeah. So, yeah, because like if I do videos on my laptop, because it's a Chromebook, it's not an actual like regular laptop, like uh, Google, whatever, Windows or whatever, 11 or whatever. Yeah, it's still in the older version, so it doesn't download fast at all. It's so slow. I need a new computer for sure. But I ain't got the money for one of those. Those things are thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money. I mean, so I ain't got, you know. I'm just like everybody else, you know. My husband works, but that's his money. He doesn't. After he pays all the bills, there's nothing left. There's nothing left. So that's why I try to. I mean, I got a decent life, though. I got a roof over my head. I got everything to be grateful for. I'm not doing without. But I'm not going on vacation every day. Or I'm not going this. I only went, you know, just a couple hours away from the house. And it was nice to just even go and do that, you know. We still ended up spending like $400. Because the food was $100. Each person to get in, just to ride rides for the day, was $75 adult. $75 a piece for me and him. That's like $200 right there. And then we got food. I got 4 chicken strips and a small handful of fries, and he got a meatball hoagie with cheese and peppers and a thing of fries and 2 drinks. And it come to $100. $103 or something. 96 or 103. And I was like, how much? How much? How much? What? And I thought, well, there goes my souvenir gift. Because I was planning on picking something small up on the way out. Well, there goes my gift. Oh my, exactly. Exactly, Wendy. It was outrageous. Yes, yes, John. Yes, prices are just ridiculous. Yes, and so yes. Getting way better at cooking at home now using my smoked. Ooh, there you go. Smoked what? Smoked grill or wait, what? Smoker. Oh, yes. Ooh, that's nice to have. Heck yeah. You're going to have to take some pictures. Hey, cooking at home saves you a lot of money because groceries are expensive. I don't know if it's healthier because I don't, believe it or not, I don't trust the shit that they're doing to our foods today. We got these young kids, even people my age, 42 years old. Would that be weird if I just dropped over? That's how I feel like it is with these people. Like one day they're talking, one day they're playing basketball, they're sitting there shooting, they're healthy, they're young kids, and then they just dropping over dead. Kids be walking in school and just passing out in the hallway dead. And we're talking like 12, 13-year-old people. Kids. 20-year-olds. Athletes that are just healthy and young. And they're dropping over. What are they feeding these kids in the schools? Sounds to me like somebody better be doing some investigation in these school foods and seeing what's really going on behind closed doors. Because we probably don't do a lot of research into the schools and stuff. And we need to. We need to figure out what's going on in the colleges, wherever these kids are eating at. We need to get a hold of who's feeding these kids while they're in their care. Because, like, we have the college in Morgantown. Well, the kids can go to the mountain layer and eat. Or, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on with this food? Because it's got to be coming from something that they're intaking. So what would that be? That would be food. Like, wash your vegetables, guys. Like, wash all your vegetables, wash your fruits, rinse them off in like lukewarm water. I do, because, and I drink bottled water because I don't trust the spigot water anymore. I can wash my dishes with that spigot water, guys. And when I'm done, it'll leave a white crust all the way, like a white ring all the way around my pans from this water. This water is very hard water, though. I live out in the country, so this water is very hard. But this water is, I just don't trust the water. My grandma swore by it, and I believe her. I believe her. What they're doing to the food, what they're doing to the water, what they're trying to make these kids turn out to be like, it's beyond me. Why there's no real structure, no more real rules. We got people out there that are protesting. They're not even allowed to protest without feeling like they're being endangered by people. Like, I was watching protesters in LA, and I thought, well, that's kind of mean. You know, they have, so people are out because I've never protested, but like if you're out protesting about something, trying to make a difference in the laws or something, they're going to come and throw bombs at you, the police, and hit you with their sticks because one person goes crazy or something. You have to be hurt as well. So how are you supposed to get your word out? Because I wouldn't feel comfortable protesting, so I get on here and I speak my voice. I ain't got to be threatened by the police because it's freedom of speech. And there's just a lot of crooked things this government's doing behind our backs, things that I'm not even aware of. Probably things that I don't even want to know. To be honest, just more stress added to the plate, you know? But truth of the matter is, our government is keeping stuff from us, like about the chip and about aliens. I believe in all that. The aliens, I told you guys about the UFO years ago when I had over my trailer. And that was a true story. So I've always believed in aliens. I do. I know. I do. I honest to God do. I've never seen them again. I've never seen or witnessed anything. And if I hadn't witnessed it, and I hadn't had two witnesses the next night witness the same exact thing that I saw, I wouldn't have. I probably would have tried to convince myself that I was just dreaming, but I knew it was real. But thank God, you know, I've never experienced anything like that again, and I never got it on video or nothing else because I didn't know it was going to happen, you know. You don't know, why would I think, oh, I'm going to go outside and smoke tonight and I'm going to see a UFO above my trailer, you know, why would I think that? Not knowing. That's what I'm saying. The knowing's not what you need to worry about. It's the unknowing. It's the unknowing. We don't know. Talking about leaving and going to Mars, taking off. I'm not. And you think if they did find a way to get to Mars, Elon, if you guys think that we would actually all be able to go, and like they're gonna put each and every, like they're just gonna take the most richest of the rich and leave all the poor and blue collar people or whatever like back here. They're not taking all of us. They're gonna leave a lot of us in the back. They're not gonna take us all. I don't see that happening. But I know what it says in the Bible, and I know what God says. He's coming back. And so, and he's coming back to Earth. It doesn't say he's coming back, I don't think, to Mars. He's coming back where his people are. And so if we're the ones that stay, we're going to be with Jesus. The one, if they leave us, that's not going to, yeah, I don't know. But frankly, I'd rather stay back here anyways, because God's earth is good. And so we'll be able to still manage. I'll just grow my own crops, fish, hunt, get my water from the creeks. We'd figure it out, all of us that were left. We're not dumb. A lot of us would still know a lot of stuff. But I feel like it's just dirty of our government to, you know what I mean, not tell us things and, you know, hide things from us so that way the world don't get into a panic and have everybody going like rage. But I mean, what do they expect? The country's not being ran right. You know, you can't expect good when you're not running the government all screwed to shit. I just wish it would go back the way it used to be, but I'm afraid it's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. Sorry guys, I had to use the bathroom. Mama Bear's bladder's weak. I can't hold it. Oh, so yeah, I need to put some makeup on. I need to do something with my hair, but this is my outfit for the day. Little Star Wars gray t-shirt. I mean, it's hot. It's going to be hot with these hot pink shorts. Oh my goodness. I wonder what you guys think of me. Wendy thinks I'm crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a Star Wars shirt. Yeah, I'm comfortable. My husband's like, can you please not wear that? It's like, look, buddy, you got holes in the freaking ass of your crack. You're the one to talk. He'll go out in public just with, you know, right after he gets off of work with all that dirt. Oh, gosh. He don't care to brush his teeth, put cologne on, wash up. It's like, geez. He looks like he rolled out of the dumpster. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. But yeah, you know, I mean, who cares? It's like, I'm not going anywhere, really. I mean, other than being on video for you guys, I like to, sometimes I'll just do my makeup. He's like, why are you doing your makeup? Where are you going? I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. I just want to do my makeup for him. Just because, you know, gives me something to do. I don't use my makeup every single day, especially if it's going to be like 100 out. Because whenever I wear that stuff, it gets on my fingers because it starts coming off my face. And then next thing you know, I'm like this because the sweat's running down, and you'll have streaks looking like this going down because you got your makeup on, and you'll go like yes each time to wipe your sweat, and then you're either wiping it off, and so then this is clear and this is dark, so then you got two different, and then you got your mascara running down your eyes. The only thing I like to do is I put on every day, which I haven't done it yet because I just, like I said, I've been on here for at least an hour and a half now, which I got to get ready to get off, guys, because I got to call my mom. Yeah, before she heads out to work at 9, and then I'll probably figure out what I'm going to do, ASMR. I'll try to do some cleaning, ASMR. I'm not promising, though. I don't want to make promises and then it doesn't. So, most likely, I'm going to do ASMR today. So, please stay tuned and keep an eye out for that. I'm going to look for my connector thing. So, I have to have a connector, and I have it, but I just don't know where I put it because I haven't done ASMR in a long time. I found my other 2 cords, but I can't find my connector. So, I'm going to keep looking for it because it's got to be around the house somewhere. I just hope my husband didn't accidentally throw it away by mistake. Because that thing was like $35 for real. No. Oh, Wendy. Girl, I love you. Yeah, girl, watch the video, honey. Is this, what time of the day is it? It's probably about, what, 8 o'clock? So, I'll try to get back on maybe tomorrow morning, girl, around 8. Or so, and so if this is a good time for you, honey, I can try to come on around this time. I try to make it to where all of you guys get to visit with me for a while. So I like to do sometimes just different hours of the day. So some, like this morning, you guys usually used to seeing me like probably around 11. I love yous. Probably around 11, 12, 1 o'clock, something like that's usually whenever I typically get on. The most is between those times. However, I try to make it to where I can get on at all times of the day so I can see each and every one of yous, like, because I don't know what everybody's work schedule's like, and some of yous, you don't want to just watch me all the time on video, so I like to, you want to interact with me on a real live stream, even though I'm not that popular. I might have, I have seen Coco's, that Coco woman on there, can't think of her last name, celebrity. She was telling her husband, she's going, don't you know I'm TikTok famous? It's like, why isn't dinner made? Why isn't the house clean? She's like, why do you have makeup on? She's like, he doesn't get it, does he? I'm TikTok famous. I have 20 followers. You guys. YouTube don't give the notification. Well, then why in the heck do they tell you to hit the... I know they don't. They really don't. I've noticed that. Like, I don't get... I've got a couple of, people that I got the bell on. Probably like Sebastian and... Mitchell and Ryan in Montana, and there's a couple goofy people. Super Rainbow Queen, I don't know, but yeah, I don't get the notifications, but I mean, it'll say like you want to turn all the notifications on for YouTube, and when I do that, I'll get piles of stuff from you guys giving me stuff, and it's coming on my emails. Do you guys get those notifications? Do you get YouTube notifications on your emails? I get a whole ton of them for sure. It's really weird. So yeah, you know, just try to, I guess, look out for me, but, you know, hit the notification bell because it helps my channel. Even though YouTube doesn't use it for anything, I don't understand that. We need to, well, we're announcing it now, so maybe they'll get wind of it and something will get done, you know. Because the way it is when you say something, it just takes that one person to click on here to notice it, to do something about it. That's got the knowledge to, you know, the resources, not the knowledge, the resources to do something. Like maybe they're connected with the YouTube people. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I've sent them messages. They don't send me nothing back. They send stupid stuff back. It has nothing to do with what I've asked them. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, so guys, yeah, just stay alert, and I'll be back on here in a little bit. We're going to do some ASMR. I'll try to do some cleaning, but if not, we're just going to do ASMR. I'll figure something out. I'll have the latex gloves for you guys. I don't know if it's going to be on the phone or if it's going to be on the laptop, but it's going to be on live stream today. It'll probably be before my husband gets home. So look for me today. It'll probably be around maybe 1, 2 o'clock, I'm guessing. So keep an eye out for me. And earlier than that, it may be even earlier than that if, like, I get my makeup and stuff like that and I find the connector. I may even do it earlier than that. So, but if you miss it, you can always go back and rewatch my videos. And yeah, we've been on here for an hour and a half. I'm almost to my watch hours, guys. I have like 2,979 hours. So I got to get 21 more hours, and then I'll be at my 3,000 hour mark. 21 more hours. Hi, Rock. So please make sure you guys are watching my videos all the way through, so that way I can get my watch hours up, and hopefully get on my my super chats and stuff, so we can start highlighting names and writing names and doing all that kind of stuff that I haven't got to do yet with you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. Love talking with you guys. I will be back later, so please don't miss out. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and happy Monday to you all. I love you. Go get y'all some breakfast, and if nobody's told you today that you're beautiful and they love you, just know that I do, and they can go fuck off. Tell them. And yeah, until next time. Till later. Bye, my loves. Love you. Bye. Happy Monday, guys. Oops. Bye.